Good evening, everyone. Wanted to touch base and say, explain why I actually have a GPS unit on my motorcycle. Some of you may think, well, why don't you just use your phone for that? Yeah, I could get a phone mount for my bike, and in fact, at some point, I probably will do that. Just for convenience sake, being able to have access to some of the things on my phone, like be able to control music and all, so if I want to be able to do all that. So I'll probably do that at some point. But the reason why I have a GPS is there's a couple items. One, what always seems to happen, I'm kind of a plan for the worst kind of person. So what always seems to happen is right when you get out somewhere where you really need some help, you really need some map data, you really need to know where in the heck you are, that's when the cell data network is down to nothing. So maybe that's just me. It's like, but a GPS unit does not fail you in that regard. You're gonna have that map data. You don't have to worry about downloading map data. Now you may say to me, well, yeah, but you can pre-download maps. Well, a couple of things on that. One, you have to plan ahead and you have to make sure you've got your map data for the area you're going to be in. Now, if you go outside that area, you're not going to have that map data downloaded. So if you go a little bit outside of the area you were planning on, you might still be without map data, and you might still have to rely on that wireless network to get you. Now, it's much less of a concern these days. Wireless networks are pretty reliable, so it's not as big a deal. But the fact that a modern GPS unit, has enough storage capacity to store all of U.S. maps, all of your country's maps within it, without having to download any additional data, without having to plan to download the additional data, you've got everything already on there. To me, that's a pretty cool thing to have. I mean, it's still a handy thing to have. So, yeah, I mean that's kind of a lesser concern. I think the biggest concern for me, the biggest reason why I like to have a GPS unit, is because what always happens to me whenever I'm using my phone to navigate somewhere, like when I'm in the car, right when I'm getting to the turn that I need to be notified about, that's right when someone calls me. Because remember, we're still talking about a phone here. We're still using a phone to navigate. And that's when the phone part of the phone decides to become active again. So it's happened to me too many times to say, and it's like, okay, I am not going to count on this, right when I'm needing to, and when I'm on the motorcycle especially, I don't want that distraction. I don't want that to distract me. It's like if I have to reach down to my GPS and say, or to my phone and try and ignore the call and try and get back to the maps at the GPS app, the Maps app, that's just too darn distracting. Let's just be honest, it's too distracting. So, you don't want to have that be a problem for you. You may be thinking like, well, yeah, that's all well and good, but what about up-to-date maps? If I buy a GPS, I'm going to be stuck with whatever maps are on there, and I'll never, that's that. As things change, as new roads get built, roads get moved, businesses open and close, I'm going to lose all that data. I'm not going to have that anymore. Well, that's not as much of a concern anymore, and let me show you. With my Garmin Zumo that I bought, and it's obviously this guy on the left here, comes with a free app called Garmin Express. You get updates on a regular basis. They provide new updates to the maps. As businesses open and close, they're updated in this app. So that's a pretty cool thing right there. Now, I've already checked this. I don't have anything current for me. These are just Europe updates at this point, but probably just within the last month, I've updated the maps on this, so it does keep you up to date. Maybe not as fast as a computer can, but still plenty fast. The other thing I like about this is also included for free is Garmin Basecamp. So this is a full map here that you can have on your PC. You can plan out detailed trips. You can pick as many waypoints as you want, and this is part of why if you want to plan a very detailed route and you want to take certain curves, you want to take certain sections of road that are going to be really nice to ride along, that gives you the option. So you can pick as many things as you want. It also logs your trips. If you've got your GPS turned on and you've got it set to allow to record your trip path, you can do that. So say you're just out riding one day and you're like, you go along you just take a different turn than you've ever taken before. You're just out, free riding. And you think, wow, I need to take this road again some other time. It's like there was a trip I took one other day that I happened to be taking it at night, and I was like, man, I need to come back to this at the in the light of day. Well, I've got it logged in here, so I can go back to that same location and I can take that same trip at a different time of day. Just one of those fun little things that this allows you to do. And if you watch my other video about the Zumo before, also includes Garmin Adventurous Routing. So it allows you to specify that you want to ride more hills, you want to ride more curvy roads, you want to avoid highways. Those are the three key options that it gives you. So if you want to do all those things, it allows you to plan a route around those options. So really just a handy tool to have. And the thing that this standalone GPS gives you is it is entirely focused on its one job of helping you navigate, of helping you get maps and navigate. Whereas a phone might be divided in its attention a little bit. The Maps apps might not be as ideal. So, for what it's worth, if you're planning on planning out some trips, it's a handy tool to have a standalone GPS unit. And in my case, I particularly recommend the Garmin Zumo. I've had a handful of different Garmin units in the past, and I've been a huge fan of them. I've yet to be disappointed by any of their pieces. So anyway, thanks for watching.